There we go. So I got the centerpiece welded in here. I had a couple on the ends. It wasn't quite big enough, so it was too big over here, so I put a piece of metal in, but this side I was able to just weld in. But it's 10 o'clock now, so it's probably time to go have breakfast. But yeah, so that's done there. There we go. We're getting there. We are getting there. Can't wait to have this thing done. Oh, I can't wait to have this thing done. But yeah, there we go. So I got that front all welded up now. So this piece is all done besides the tubes coming through. So that's a nice feeling. Well, that, and I still got a flappy disc it, and then finish welding everywhere that gets ripped up by the flappy disc. But yeah, so going along pretty good. So yeah, I'm happy with it. Really, really happy with it. I did fill in a little pocket on the side there, but yeah, it's coming along real nice. To set this unit to the side. Well, actually, I'll probably still need it yet. Now for this piece here. So now the filter drops into here, and this comes on top. Now I just got to figure out. Let's shut that off. That's cooled down now. Got to figure out how I'm going to notch that so this can slide in there. Well, I should have made it longer if I was going to do that. But I'm at the point of doing mock-up mounting here, and I've ran into some issues. So I had to remove the cowl from on here. But this wiring harness, these end sides, sides of it are in the way, and the top of it is a bit. So I am going to cut here and over there and back into here, underneath there, to push this harness back up here with the wiper motors. Now I am going to fire it up quick to make sure I've got clearance there. But yeah, this is a bit extreme. Now could I cut this apart? I'm not even, there we go. Now I can cut it and make it come here, but this flows a lot nicer. Now I could just notch out on the sides here and clear the harnesses, but that still probably won't get me back far enough for just that. So yeah, and it is guaranteed it does not clear the hood, especially since I gotta lift it up a little bit yet. But yeah, so alrighty, so I used the body saw here from Princess Auto. There we go. Air powered body saw. There you go if you want one. Works pretty good. It's like a mini reciprocating saw. But I cut out all of this here, and this definitely fits a lot better up here now. But I gotta bend up right here just a little bit more, just because I don't really want to cut that much out of it. Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully the truck will still act fine with this out of here, but I don't think it'll, because I mean that's just the air intake for the heater down there, so it'll actually have hotter air come winter time. And I mean it'll be a little bit warmer in the summer, but probably not much. AC does work in this truck, which is a huge thing for these trucks being a 97, but it was well taken care of for the most part besides the body work. But yeah, so I'm gonna bend this part right here up with the pair of vice grips, and yeah, I'll do another test fit. Sweet. So I took a steel plate, welded it to my underframe for the air filter, and then I took the bottom ring off of the factory air intake, because Normally it sits like this on the engine, and your filter comes right here where my hand is, and then this back part goes down to the engine. So that's garbage now. But what I'm gonna do is take this ring that normally would sit on the throttle body, and then this is the back of it here, and I'm just going to trace out a hole and glue it right there. That way it will all fit right back in the factory position. Yeah, I'm going to have to do a little bit of testing with it just to make sure I'm getting the right angle of it, because I do want it to rake, the whole scoop to rake up a bit. But yeah, this is about the easiest way I figured out to do it. So when I welded it warped a bit, so I've just got to clamp down to straighten it out, but it'll straighten out once it gets clamped into the box as well. So yeah, I'm just going to trace my hole, then I'll cut her out, and we can keep on going with this. She might be good to go by the end of the day. Yeah, probably not, but maybe. Something to look forward to. Alrighty, so I have drilled holes in everything and put in my 1/4 inch thread zerts. So it'll be lined up like so. Then bolt will come straight up and into the thread zert. I just got to measure them out, run to the hardware store, give me some bolts, and then she's getting ready to be done, really. I mean, there's not much else besides gluing that guy in, but gotta double check. I should have some glue in my drawer here of my electrical, and some in the welding drawer. Well, there you go. So some industrial strength adhesive is probably what we're going with. Wood ceramic and more. Okay. Let's see. Here. Sweet. So I got the thread zerts in. I got my bolts coming through. These are a 5.5 inch bolt, and I mean it's sandwiched it together. So that's what I wanted it to do. Now for back here, I'm debating on running another set of holes, but the accessibility is the issue. Because I might have to drill and punch an access hole through the cowl just to get at these back bolts. But I'll have to push her up on in there now, and we'll find out. So that's I do not have the sleeving in there yet, so that will add a little bit of something in there, but it's not crushing it, so I'm not too concerned at the moment. Let's get outside. Well, that's about her position there. I will definitely have to do something for a clamp at the back because that's gonna leak. But yeah, you can see it's positioned down there somewhat. So yeah, at least I don't have to move the harness to the back to the firewall back there. But she is mounted. She isn't even close to being done yet, but she's up there, which is that's rocking. I mean, that's gonna get so much fucking airflow in there. Oh, that's awesome. That makes me feel so good. Like, so get some of the tools out of the way here. Just set this up set them up on the box cover. Rags from when I was cutting, so I wouldn't dump shavings down the intake. Oh, contact, and we still got fair ways to go, so it's coming out the hood. Confirmed, it is coming out the hood. Oh yeah, so sick. I am so happy with this. So happy with this. You can see, almost might have to shave a little bit more here now that I've sucked her up, but we'll see what happens when I suck up the back. Because it looks as if I should just be able to jump up here. Oh. Yeah, I can just kind of pick whatever I want for a bolt location back there. So that's pretty sick. So I'll just do the same thing back there, but with a shorter bolt. I'll just grab a Sharpie, make that mark, drill my holes, toss in the thread insert, and she'll be good to go. Damn, this is awesome. So awesome. Well, I screwed up. I was putting my thread inserts in, so I got 3 of them in, and somehow I put one backwards. So I'll have to cut that one off and grab another one. And yeah, but I've got holes drilled at the back here, coming straight through. All 4 holes are in. So, yeah, these front ones take a 5.5 inch bolt. There we go. And the other 5.5 inch bolt. No water's dripping outside. Go. And some 5 inches up front. Back here. There's one. And there's the other. So that's all 4 bolts. I will have to take the tape there, measure what lengths I need for the galvanized pipe. Then I will be able to make that a lot easier to do. Because I mean, there is plenty of room in there, but whatever, I don't think I've got any, well, actually got some 1/2 inch square here I forgot about. That might work better. I'll just keep that galvanized pipe for who knows what else. That's a much bigger bolt than what I want to be working with. Yeah, but yeah, so I just gotta cut that thread zert off, pop in a new one, and then grind all the edges down. Alrighty, so just finished doing all the grinding. I did have to come in and weld in a couple of spots, but I just finished buffing that off because I had poked through a little bit, so it's all shined up. I might come and fill in up here a little bit. But it's all buffed up. I'm just getting ready to clean up tonight. I do have to buff back here because that's where I do a little bit more filling. But oh, looks like there's still one pinhole right there that I didn't see. But yeah, so it's all ready to go. I'm just gonna grab some brake clean plate up here, clean this guy here, and then marry them together, just like so. There we go. So that's kind of our final orientation of how she's going to sit. She's a little bit crooked. It's not glued up still. I just kind of set it up in here just to make myself feel good for the night. Seeing as I got the adapter down there. Whew, we're actually not that far off. It's just going to poke out, it looks like. It is just going to poke out. Let's take the head off the light here. Oh, goes to the back. There we go. See down there. It's not going to take much. Not going to take much, but just enough to say that there's going to be a hole. So, yeah, that's going to be it for the night. I will keep working on it again tomorrow after work. Well, I've just kind of been working away here today, and I've got both galvanized rods in. I had to drill these. Well, this one was kind of giving me issues, and this one as well, these back two. But I drilled them all out to a 1/2 inch on the bottoms. Tops I drilled out a little bit more, just to give me a little bit more room. But now, I've got these end holes drilled, but I couldn't figure out a way to drill the middle ones. So, took a short inch of 1/4 inch rod, I just welded it to a 1/4 inch drill bit. So, I enlarged this one end hole here so I can get the weld through, because I didn't really want to grind that down too much and lose too much strength. So all I'm going to do is take the drill bit and shoot. Gonna have to grind down that weld a little bit, but it don't line up quite. Ooh, focus, focus, focus. There we go. Doesn't line up quite perfectly, but it is pretty close. So I'm gonna grind that down a little bit, and then I'll be able to draw that middle out. Hopefully I don't torque it too much and snap that, because that would suck. But yeah, that's kind of my little hack for the day on how to get this finished up. But I used that glue that I showed earlier on. I came all the way around here, and I can now pick it up by this, so I'm not too concerned. But yeah, so holes all line up, so I should be able to mount it really if I wanted to at the end of the day. But I just want to make sure that's dried completely. I glued it last night, glued it when I got back from work, and I just glued it again here about 20 minutes ago. So I just want to make sure it's nice and tight, because that is a very, well, that's where all this thing's weight sits off of. So, well, that and a little bit of the front here sits on the rad hose. So we'll see, I might put something of a rubber cover on that, just to help not blow a radiator hose. But yeah, so I'm gonna drill that out, and yeah. So what I did here is I took my 1/4 inch rod, welded the 1/4 inch nut on the end, ground it down a little bit, got a nut on the inside, then a washer on the outside, then another nut. Now it isn't tightened very much, just that I can't move it quite by hand. But when I put a vice grip on it, moves quite easily. So that's what I wanted. So yeah, I'm kind of at a standstill now, because I'll have to figure out how far to make this out once I got it mounted up on the truck, and I'm waiting for that to be done, curing up fully to be able to mount it on the truck. So tomorrow I will go to the welding shop and get some circles cut out to fit in here, and I will have to maybe I'll bang up these tops, or I'll kind of use that as a stopper. But we'll see here, because this has got to come up a little bit, and this has got to come up a little bit. So I should get in here with a die grinder and grind these little. There's a little bit of a weld right there, a little bit coming down here. But yeah, so you can see I only got 3 rods in there, because that last one wouldn't quite fit, just with how tight of a tolerance that hole came in with. That was all my fault. But yeah, so I mean, that'll keep it from getting sandwiched. The back one's not even welded in, it's just hovering. But I mean, once it if it gets crushed down by me or someone else working on the truck after I sell it, then I mean, whatever, it gets crushed down, it'll just hold itself there anyways. So yeah, I might stamp in kind of a torque rating on the top here for it to torque these bolts to. But I mean, if I figure out a number myself, even, because I'm kind of just hitting them with the impact as is. But I'll probably sit down and just sit there with my 3/8. Yeah, I've got a 3/8 torque wrench here somewheres. Oh jeez, that's good for a tool. Got my tap and die set out. I was trying to tap. Yeah, I got a 3/8 torque wrench right there. So I do believe that goes small. Yeah, 20 to 80 foot-pounds. So I'm hoping 20 foot-pounds should be just enough to get this tight, but I'll have to sit there and play with it, and then I've got a stamp set, and I'll stamp it in, and then I'll stamp up a tag and weld it on the back for the part number for it. But just because I make a part number for everything I do, I've got a nice little book of them, but I don't share that just because I don't want anyone stealing my part numbers or anything and calling me a liar or anything like that. So, but yeah, this is my my current setup here. I'll finish up tomorrow, I guess, and then it'll be paint. But I mean, I guess I could start paint today if I wanted to. Just toss it down on a piece of cardboard and hit it with a rattle can. But I'd have to clean it up a bit first, so maybe that's what we'll do. Alrighty, so I just picked up me a couple of circles here from the welding shop. They're 4 and something. Either way, they fit inside there. And I got all my paint laid. I still got to flip this guy over, paint the other side. This rod, I just spray bombed it quick, flipped it, spray bombed it again. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's going to be hidden all the time anyways, pretty much. But yeah, let's see, is that still... Oh, that's... it's still a bit tacky. Shoot. Oh, it's still a bit wet, actually. That's beyond tacky. But yeah, so I'm going to head in, do some editing. And then, yeah, I'll come back out in about 20 minutes or so. Flip that guy over. Maybe I'll do the bottom red. I don't know yet. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Well, actually, I'm almost out of red, so I'll probably just do that silver as well, seeing as I still got a third of a can or so. But yeah, and then it's kind of assemble it, stuff it in the truck, and then mark my lines, and then start cutting. I'll have to cut from the bottom side up. I haven't done that before on the Ford, which I'll put a photo here. I cut from the top side down, just because that one didn't really matter where I put them, and then I just built my air intake to fit to that. But that was twin scoops. Here I'm going to do a single, I'm thinking on an aqueduct, just because that's going to help show the rest of this thing off a bit more. Now, I'm not going to bring it all the way down, but I will bring it to the bottom. I'll bring it down probably an inch or so. Granted, I have the clearance for it. But, I mean, an aqueduct will be pretty cool in there. I'll just have to... I'll put a picture of an aqueduct here, for those that don't know. But, yeah. So, that's kind of the plan for today. I got the seats out of here, if you haven't noticed. Finally. And they are in the truck. We can go take a look at that now. Just a quick peek at them. But, I mean, they're in the truck. Kind of gives you a final view here of how the floors went in here. I mean, tan seats on a gray carpet, but I mean, if you remember from the last video, that's pretty nasty. Yeah, so finally this truck will be able to run and drive longer distances than moving it around in the driveway. But yeah,